Hello, I'm in the Dorothy Day Cottage and I'm going to do some poetry. Uh, but I wanted to do a reading with this Goddess Guidance Oracle cards uh, uh, created by Doreen Virtue. And the first card I pulled is Ishtar, and the meaning is about helping others. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. And the meaning is you're giving too much, become more assertive, don't do things out of guilt or obligation. I've been pretty good at that the last couple of months, I would say, but that definitely does help fortify me, as well as in the longer version of the reading it was saying, uh, if you feel tired, guilty or resentful while helping others, then you're not truly helping them, are you? You're injecting poisonous energies into the relationship and then no one benefits. And then it talks about develop your own boundaries, but be mindful about how you project that. The next card I got was Maeve or Meave, and cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. I've been feeling lately, I've really, do have to start properly taking care of my body, not just talking about taking care of my body, which is something I think we all do sometimes. But, and I love this little booklet because everything's clear, what page number for what card. So that's 77. And just incidentally, today numerologically, it's a 7 personal day for me, all about going within, spiritual things, analysis, and all that good stuff. So for me, uh, cycles and rhythms, all life is cyclical, the moon, the stars, and the very universe. Life inhales and then exhales again, and it goes on. Um, Female gynecological changes, starting menses or menopause, for example, are an issue for you. I have had, this is personal here, but I have had a hysterectomy, and lately I've been wondering if I really need to get my ovaries checked again. Um, that's just between you and me. Make time to rest. I am. Initiate steps to alleviate depression or lethargy. Take better care of your body. Yes, ma'am. Seek support for dealing with emotional crises. I'm pretty good there. Allow yourself to grieve or take time off. That's what I did here at the retreat. Know that this lull won't last forever. A doorway of opportunity has opened up and you need to walk through it now. And I feel that now that I've discovered my purpose of helping others through the darkness. And the last card, I don't recognize this goddess's name. Sage. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. It'll tell us more in this booklet about who this. I've never heard. Siege 101. Alright. First of all, I'm going to start with sharing who she is. Oh, pronounced Sig or Siege. The Gnostic goddess Siege is considered to be the great silence or void from which all creation sprang. Siege reminds us that worlds create duality and that in silence we find our true origin and self. Quiet is omnipresent power that gives birth to wisdom, just as the Gnostics hold that Siege is the mother of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. Siege teaches us that our roots are in the silent void of the universe and that it's important for us to reconnect with silence regularly. That is very true for me because my brain can be so busy. I don't know if it's the ADHD or I worry a lot, but these days I'm getting a lot better at handling it. But just while I was here on this retreat, I really had to work hard to silence the mind so I can drop into the meditation. And I find that once I set myself to do that, it follows through. But just remembering it's not just when you meditate, but try to continue that practice, mindfulness and all that. So the funny thing is the meaning of this card, go on a retreat. Here I am. Listen more and talk less. Avoid loud noise and sounds. I'm very easily triggered by loud sounds. It's just a part of the CPTSD, I think. Meditate. Check. Surrender mind chatter to heaven. I wouldn't want to do that to heaven. Know that you're more sensitive to noise now. I am. I've always been sensitive to noise, but a lovely little reading. And what popped out when I shuffled the deck was one of my all-time favourite goddesses, Ma'at, Egyptian goddess of justice and balancing the heart. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Amen. Let's see. That's 75. I'm going to get this deck. I love it already. Let me suggest another definition for fairness. It's when all parties involved surrender their personal agendas in favour of the greater good for the entirety of the group. Don't we need that energy now? My God. This requires trust in the wisdom of the whole. When it comes to matters of disputes, the attacks are based on fears that you may not receive your share. Yet, attacks amplify the hurt and the pain that caused the dispute in the first place. Why not surrender your attachment to a specific outcome and instead direct your holy will toward the resolution of the argument? Hold a firm vision of a peaceful outcome and let the pieces fall into place in a harmonious manner. So, I just had a message saying, oh, I'm sorry, spam, POQ, that means piss off quick. Decline. I'm sorry, I hope that kept recording. Phone calls mean nothing to me here on the retreat. So, the meaning of this card for Ma'at, a lawsuit will be resolved. I don't have one, but anyway. A dispute will end harmoniously. You'll be treated fairly. Keep everyone's needs in mind during negotiations. Release guilt and shame as these emotions can attract a punishing attack. Good. I don't have anything illegal going on at the moment, but it's always good to know when it comes to justice and fairness that the ball's in your court. So she is a goddess of integrity, Ma'at, and whenever I do rituals involving her, I always make sure I've got a red feather and trying to be mindful about ecology and caring about animals. I try not to buy feathers when I can. I try to just use the ones I find. But here in this country, I don't know if it's just Tennessee, there's little pixies hiding in the woods stealing the feathers, so I can't have them. But I'm going to do one more reading, and I'm going to be thinking about my new purpose, well, the purpose that I think was there all along, but my rediscovered purpose for healing people, helping them through the darkness to bring the wisdom out into the light. So I'm asking these cards and the universe, please give me an idea of how that's going to evolve. Shuffle. They're quite big. I'm glad. I must have big farmer's hands because I can manage most decks. A friend of mine, why did that look at me? A friend of mine recently, I got her for her birthday a small deck because she's got small hands. She can never shuffle cards. This one looked at me. Eracura? And the meaning says, you are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process. Do not give up. I always need to hear that because once I start a project, I go at breakneck speed, researching the hell out of it. Spreadsheets, documents, notebooks. I just go crazy. So what I discovered when I do that, I lose steam really quickly. Once I've learned everything about it, it's like, okay, on to the next thing. Slowing down the process, including creating the content for the channel and actually enjoying the creative. I realized every time I did anything creative, it was this has to be perfect and it has to be done like that. Slowing down and enjoying the process linked me back to when I was a child, absolutely loving sitting down somewhere quiet with my notebook and writing poetry. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was a kid. But that enjoyment of the moment, of the process, had been lost in my adult life, thinking about the end result all the time, the goal. And yes, you need to keep one eye on the goal to make sure you stay on track, but rushing myself through it just to get it done so I can say I did it, I feel sometimes that takes away from the creative process. So what do I need to take into consideration as I develop the materials to help others journey through the darkness? You tell me. Please. Is that the one? Yes. Alright. I'm the kind of person when I shuffle the cards, every single card, when I look at them, is that the one? Is that the one? So I end up reading half the deck. That's why another reason why I look away when I'm selecting the cards. So, the first card, Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. I'll read that in a sec. What else do I need to... Oh, I got Maeve again. Honour your body, take care of yourself. That's like the universe saying to me, that wasn't just a pretty card to read, take note. So I do, especially now that it's come back. And this last one, another goddess I don't know about. I've got to get, and I know a lot about mythology, but Damara. Any of the ones I don't know I'll read out to you, including that Aeracura. That's interesting to me. But this says, you are good at helping others, counselling and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. I don't know how I would help children navigate the darkness, but then as I say that, seeing a lot of videos, especially when I'm doom scrolling on YouTube, seeing what kids have been put through by their heinous parents, made me wonder, yes, they go through therapy and there's counsellors and therapists, psychologists out there who know a lot more than me. But a lot of the time it's just sitting there and not even guiding the child, but just letting the child speak however they want to speak, whether it's drawing pictures, telling stories, or even in play. We superimpose what we think the child should be feeling, saying, whatever, rather than letting them be and letting it come out of them with gentle prompts where necessary. I think, I'd love to be able to get to the point where I could counsel children knowing what they're going through, especially if it's to do with substance abuse in the adults in the household. I would have to develop something totally aside from what I'm doing for grown-ups, because what I'm going to be doing is pretty turbo in terms of going into the darkness, facing yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. Anyway, let us read Bridget, Don't Back Down. It reminds me of that song by Tom Petty. Bridget, 35. Is she that, the one I was thinking of Bridget, but I know there's different ways of saying her name. Let me just read the little blurb about the goddess. Pronounced Bridget. Bridget is let me start again, my bloody mouth. Bridget is a Celtic triple goddess, which means that she represents three aspects of woman: the young virgin, the nurturing and loving mother, and the crone, sage or wise woman. Bridget is a fiery goddess who tirelessly protects those who call upon her, and she's a feminine counterpart to Archangel Michael's warrior energy. Bridget's temple is in Kildare, Ireland. She's celebrated worldwide on February the 1st, the ancient sacred day called Imbolc, which marks the beginning of springtime and increasing daylight. I'm used to seeing her name spelled differently, but that's cool. So, the message from Bridget: first, be quite clear about your intentions. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is acceptable to you in this situation. Make no mistake, I will guide and protect you, and yet think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you are to stand up for yourself and speak up about your needs and your deepest truth. Now is time to touch your power, for its heat will and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways. Even in the face of fear, you can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. Great message. Be assertive. Don't worry about what others think. I don't. Mostly. Trust that your actions will work out fine. Speak your truth, stick to your opinions, put your foot down. I like that, especially in terms of the endeavour of helping others through darkness. So I'm not going to read Maeve again. We already read that. Yes, ma'am, I will take care of myself. So let's go on to Damara, number 44. And hopefully there might be some messages here that help you too. Guiding children, interesting. One can be gentle and a fierce protector simultaneously. My vigilant focus on keeping harmony within households stems from my desire for children to maintain their youthful awe and sense of wonder. How else will we ensure that they'll see and speak with the fairies? How else will we foster the continuation of children's healing and laughter? Join with me in guiding the children, and you'll see your own imagination sparked by these amazing young beings. Your own enthusiasm and youthful spirit attracts the children's respect and attention. I'll lead you toward young people who can benefit from your help. And the meaning: spend time with or have a heart-to-heart talk with your own children. Amen. That's something I'm working on. Get into a career involved with helping kids. No, thank you. No offense, but oh my God, that's a can of worms. Because it's not just the kids, it's their parents, some of them. Volunteer with younger people, I think teens. I really have a good rapport with teens. Know that children will be coming into your life soon. You will be a parent. I am a parent. Take care of your own inner child through play and laughter. That too I have learned a lot about. Revisiting myself as a child and coming full circle has really helped me remember the things that do bring me joy. It's amazing how we cut ourselves off because we're told, well, now you're an adult. Those things you have to put aside. Well, there's always time for playfulness. 23, Era Cura. Came in here to write poetry, but anyway, whatever happens, whatever works. Be patient with yourself. In many ways, you are like a flower bud who is ripe and ready to open and grow. Don't try to rush this process. This is what I was talking about before, about developing this new assistance for people, guiding people, as it's part of your beautiful path. Enjoy learning new knowledge and skills. Take your time to gather new ideas. Nurture your body with plenty of fresh air, sunshine, water, and healthful food. Soon enough, you'll get the unmistakable signal that it's time to put your learning into action. Spend time among flowers or work with flower essences and oils to support your growth process. I'll just show the card again. I do want to get back into working with essential oils. I've collected them, but I use them sparingly. So, and just sniffing those magnolia flowers the other day was just magnificent. It reignited that sense, that side of my senses. Slow down. Have patience. Yes, ma'am. Get involved with gardening. Doing that. Use aromatherapy and or flower essences. Keep the faith. Now let's learn about Cura. I've never heard of it. Pronounced Cura. Okay, I said it right. Cura is a Celtic and Germanic goddess who multitasks as an Earth Mother deity, a fairy queen, and also a bridge between earthly life and the hereafter. She helps us put our goals and challenges into perspective so that we don't needlessly stress ourselves. Call upon her for emergency money or help in manifesting supply. She's especially fond of assisting artists and inventors. Oh, I'm going to be calling on you, Ericura. I am going to get this deck, if not because it's pleasing to use, to learn more about some of these goddesses. Of course, Doreen Virtue, a famous witch. She knows what she's talking about. But these are lovely cards. As much as they're big and square. On the bottom was Dana, who's on the cover of the cards. High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. I was going to pull another card, but I feel like that's given me the message I wanted. I have accumulated a buttload of information over the years. I'm a very deep researcher, and I have them all in my interpretations, my notes, copious notes, notebooks filled with information, including my impressions. But having done this meditation and realizing this is what I should be doing, helping people through the darkness, sending me back to the books, blowing off the cobwebs, and seeing what I can develop to help people out there dealing with darkness. Anyway, I'm going to go and do some poetry. Blessed be.